It's my birthday! And as serendipity would have it, I, for the past couple of months, have ordered exactly 40 books. You could not make this up. Just imagine my elation and my little happiness when I realized that I had ordered 40 books. This feels much better than when you plan things. This is way better. But yeah, yours truly is finally 40 years old. Obviously, what better way to celebrate it than to show off the books that I've got for myself for the past couple of months. So of course, I figured that the best way to show off, start off this video is by showing you the entire series that I just bought myself. That would be the manga series Assassination Classroom that I have been eyeing for a long time. A long time. 21 books, and I bought the entire thing. So Assassination Classroom is essentially about a classroom of teenagers, kids, who are basically tasked with doing their best to kill their teacher, who is this very, very strange yellow smiley monster that blew up the moon. I am not reading the back of this, I'm just going off. Of course, certain things turn up, things are not quite what they seem, and of course we got 21 volumes to go through, so there has to be something that isn't quite. Don't know where I was going with that, but hey, what I'm expecting, because of some of the things that I've seen online over the past few years, because that's what the internet is like, you cannot quite escape spoilers. I'm expecting a whole lot of sweetness, a lot of growing up, and feelings. That's the best thing. And from an entire series to a series that I believe is getting close to reaching the finish line, I've got volumes 21, 22, and 23 of Jujutsu Kaisen. 24 is coming out, I think, in a format that is easily accessible to myself. Mind you, I live in Iceland, and my best resource is United Kingdom. I think the next one might be out in January, February, and I think that's going to be the last volume. I'm not sure, might be. So got those three, and I also got myself the official character guide, because that's a lot of characters and I need help also. It's pretty. I don't need to excuse myself here. The next two, I forgot to tell you. So Assassination Classroom is by Yusei Matsui. Excuse the pronunciation. And Jujutsu Kaisen is by Kiki Akutami. Alright, so back on track. Next one, I'm in novel territory. I've got the Japanese bestseller by Michiko Ayama. What You Are Looking For is in the library. I think I saw this first on Gavin Reads It All. Don't think he quite liked it, but I don't know, it looks cute. It's got a cat on the cover, it's about libraries, and we don't all like the same thing, so maybe it's for me. Another that has a cat on the cover is by Alex Howard, The Ghost Cat. And this is about a cat, ghost cat, called Grimalkin, who is in Edinburgh, right? Yeah, Edinburgh, for the past 120 years. So basically it's a story of Edinburgh seen through the eyes of a ghost cat. And also both of these covers, not only do they have a cat looking out the window, they also have a tree with pink leaves, a sakura, or a cherry blossom, There is an interconnecting vibe. Speaking of pink, And again, can't reach it all because goodness gracious, that vlog that he did. I got Britney Spears' autobiography, The Woman in Me. So it's Britney Spears. I grew up knowing her, basically. Listening to her music, hearing about her situation from different perspectives, and finally having the opportunities to hear her voice, her words, how these past decades have been in her experience, her words, not just her parents, like being too busy making money off of their daughter and using her as a cash cow. Not to mention the men in her life. So, I am not really a big person in autobiography or biography, but for some reason this past year has been big for me when it comes to buying those. So all I need to do now is actually read them. That might be a good idea. Not just buy books. Another non-fiction, but this is Brain Teaser. So this is G.T. Carver's Even More Killer Puzzles Myrtle. Still haven't finished the first one. It's a marathon, not a can't remember English words. Race. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Sprint. Remember the word. So these are essentially just very interesting puzzles that really make you use your brain, and sometimes that's very useful when your brain does not want to cooperate. So this is the second of, I think I've seen 4 so far. Might buy the next ones, who knows? Who knows? And yet another non-fiction. This one is by Tristan Gooley. This is the only one that arrived with slight damage. This is How to Read a Tree, and it's literally all about trees. As far as I'm aware, it's literally all about trees, and it has pictures. Another non-fiction, this is about history. It's by Emma Southton, A History of the Roman Empire and 21 Women. Because we all know that most of history has been written by men. And, you know, not bringing down men, but every single person can only ever speak of history and events based on their own experiences and what they know. So when you only have one group of people being the ones whose voices are heard, that means that a lot of history is forgotten. So I really like the fact that this takes on the task of enriching history by bringing more attention to the other people. And of course, for some reason, the Roman Empire keeps popping up again and again and again. So why not look at it from the woman's perspective? That pile is swinging. I'm not sure if this is the last non-fiction, but it's not a history one. So this is Adrian Bliss's The Greatest Nobodies of History. Minor characters from major moments. Reading from the back. History is written by the victors, crossed over, losers. In these pages you will meet ancient Athens' most annoying resident, the trusted toilet servant of Henry VIII, Leonardo da Vinci's favorite ferret, the most political tree in England, and I'm kind of surprised that there's only one. But again, the most political tree in England, and the horse who stole Queen Victoria's heart. Oh, and a novella that I've already read and should be, well, if I remember to edit the videos, that should be in a video preceding this one. So, but I got Stephen Graham Jones's Night of the Mannequins, which is somewhat about a mannequin and a group of friends, and the group of friends starts losing their numbers. This went in a direction that I wasn't quite expecting. But yeah, very well. It kind of punched me in the gut. So it is. It definitely did something. Also, this was the only book that I think. Yeah, this was the only book that I got off of Amazon because I could not get this book anywhere else. And it only came out in like 22, I think. No, it came out in 2020, so a little surprised by how difficult this one was to track down. I'm like. And then we get into the sequel territory of books that I have not quite read yet. First up, My Elise, the Return to the Dalagood Dream department store. Still haven't read the first one, but I got this one. I can't remember if this is a duology or a trilogy. We'll see. But as far as I'm aware, this is literally about a department store that sells dreams, and then things happen. Hello Fortunes, Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. So this is the second book of 3. I believe it's going to be 3. I am about to pre-order the third one because why not? But yeah, so this is a continuation of the first one that again I haven't read yet. But I remember that the thing that really brought me on the first one was the fact that it's about fairies and, you know, all that, the elfin kind. And it mentioned Norway, which is like just about the next country to Iceland, so and also we share a lot of history, so our folk tales have a lot of like Nordic and Germanic roots, so the fact that this appears to be somewhat of that ilk, that very much raised my interest. So I then got the sequel to the book that I still haven't read, and I'm about to pre-order the third book of 2 books that I haven't read. I refuse to make sense. I am 40 years old. I am not going to make sense from this point on. No way. Especially with like, well, first off, sprayed edges. Second, this is Rebecca Thorne's A Pirate's Life for Tea. In my defense, it just said pirate, and I'm like, I'm a sucker for pirates. What I hadn't realized is that this is a sequel to a previous book called Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. I didn't know that this was a sequel. But it is pretty, and it has braid edges, and it has pirates, so it's all good. And yet another book that I bought because of Gavin, although the cover is completely different. So he, Kate, and Gabby did a series of vlogs together, and the book that Gavin picked and they all read was Someone You Can Build a Nest In. Now the cover that they all had was completely different, and I quite like that cover, but I don't mind this one. This one is like fantastical and colorful, and I really like it. This is by John Wiswell, and I've been spoiled with this book. I kind of know the gist of what I'm about to read when I get to this one, but I don't mind. I am really going to enjoy figuring out, I mean, the beats myself, the conversations, the actual characters, and I'm gonna get to know the characters myself. So Django Wexler's How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. And this is about a woman, I believe, who has been the hero, been fighting the good fight, trying to defeat the Dark Lord, only to always die trying. So at some point she basically figures, you know what, I better just become the Dark Lord. I think there's actually already a sequel to this one as well. But let's cross our fingers, and hopefully I'm gonna read this one before I buy yet another sequel. Another how-to book. This is Kristen's Parents, How to Solve Your Own Murder, which is about a woman who is convinced that she will be murdered at some point in her life. So she spends her entire life preparing for it. And then she ends up murdered. And the people left behind need to figure out how, why, and who did it. Right? think I got it. And now the last one. And honestly, I wasn't gonna buy this one, mainly because I didn't buy the original in Icelandic. Then I had an idea for a video that I might or might not do, and I figured, you know what, might as well include local flavor, and that is Reykjavík, or by Ragnar Jónasson and Katrín Jakobsdóttir. So Ragnar Jónasson is a very experienced author, a writer, and Katrín Jakobsdóttir is by now our former prime minister, but at the time that they wrote this book together, she was the prime minister of Iceland. And this is a historical, it's about, well, let's see, it happens in Iceland, Reykjavík, figure, in 1956, when a 15-year-old girl disappears. 30 years later, a journalist starts looking into this case and things happen. Because obviously there are going to be people who really like to keep things, well, dead and buried. So those are the 40 books that I got for myself for my 40th birthday. I'm still amazed that I managed to keep it at that number without planning it. I'm just winning. So yeah, I'm not sure, obviously, but there might be. I'm not gonna make any promises about not buying any more books, because obviously I have baskets, all right. There's always gonna be more books that I'll be interested in and that I really want. And also quite a few that are like more Christmas themed, and they're like, we still got Black Friday to go through, so there might be sales and discounts, you know. In any case, I am not in a book buying ban. Book buying diet maybe, but not a ban. So no promises, but there might be another book haul sooner or later. Maybe in December, we'll see. But in any case, thank you very much for watching this video and low-key celebrating my 40th birthday with me. By the time that this video is up, I will probably be wearing this at work and being like, I get away with too many things at work, honestly. But yeah, again, thank you very much for sticking with me, hanging out with me for a little bit, and I will hopefully see you again in some other video of mine. And until then, take care. Bless, bless.